Another week goes by and another boring and bad episode of Smackdown, man. Cody Rhodes has made Smackdown so boring, so bad, so redundant that you have nothing to look forward to. When Roman Reigns was champion, right, every week you had something to actually look forward to. Even if the matches were mid and the segments were mid, that final segment, you knew it was going to be A-plus entertainment for the last 20, 30 minutes of the show. But now, we start off the show and end the show with bad content. We start off with the Waller effect, which as soon as this was announced on the show, we all knew it was going to end up in Cody and KO teaming up against Waller and Theory at the end of the night. We already knew this. It's predictable. And this segment had no purpose. Literally no purpose. They point out the fact that, KO turns on people. So nobody cares. We already knew KO turns on people. He turned on Sami Zayn. He turned his back on Kofi Kingston and some other people. We get it. We get it. How many times are we going to get the same segments? You could have cut this. We didn't need this. We did this whole segment just to let you know that Waller and Theory are going to fight KO and Cody. And Cody cuts a terrible promo where he's basically he's cutting a promo for Kevin Owens pretty much. That's what he did. He went out and said, Kevin Owens, as he usually does, so, Kevin Owens, I respect you. I wouldn't be champion without you. You are so important to me. Are you cutting a promo to your wife or to Kevin Owens, bro? What are you doing? It's just stupid. Cody goes out there and cuts a promo for Kevin Owens. It's not even for himself. Because he doesn't fight back at all. Triple H books this dude like a beta champion. He's a beta male champion, dude. Braun Breaker, LA Knight, and even Gunther they're way better than Cody Rhodes as champ. And their championship reigns have barely begun, and they're already more interesting than Cody. It's sad. This dude did all that finish the story stuff just to get to this moment, and for Triple H to book him like an idiot in a beta male champion who does nothing on the mic every week. Nothing. And then it's just annoying, man. It really is. This is a pointless segment. It did nothing. I'm done with this. LA Knight, next segment. He basically comes out and gets a massive pop, the biggest pop of the night. Just like last week, he had the second biggest pop of the night behind Roman because on SmackDown, the only two stars on the show are Roman and LA Knight. And pretty much, LA Knight has a very good match with Santos Escobar. I wouldn't say very good. It was a solid match. It's a very solid match. He pulled some new moves out of his arsenal. It was pretty cool. And Santos is actually believable inside of these matches. Not in the promos, but in the matches, he actually looks pretty good in the meaningful matches. The triple threat with him and Logan Paul and LA Knight was good. The match tonight where it was Santos Escobar versus LA Knight, this championship match specifically was really good. It was a solid match, and I think LA Knight, after he cut a promo, he was basically like, I'm going to do an open challenge next week. Yeah. And so next week we're getting an open challenge for the U.S. title. That was cool. Baron Corbin was backstage and cut some promo on Santos. He was like, you're not Escobar C, you're Escobar lost. And that was actually good. That got a nice little pop out of me, man. Nice little laugh. That was a good segment. It's pretty funny. Next thing, Melo and Andrade, we're getting what part is it now? Part 4 to that next week in Berlin on SmackDown. That match is going to be good. We already know this. With the crowd too, that match should be a banger. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that, even though we've already seen it 3 times. At least it's something that's surefire to be good because nothing else on SmackDown is consistent. So, at least this is something that's consistent. Women's tag match happened next week at Bash in Berlin, which actually is trash at Berlin. Shout out my brother for giving me that little tagline for Bash in Berlin, because that's definitely going to be the title for that stupid pay-per-views review. But we got the women's tag match. It's going to be Bianca and Jade are going to go up against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn for the tag belts. And it's like, dude, why? Why did Isla Dawn and Alba Fire even win these belts in the first place, man? Can someone please explain that? Hunter, Triple H, I'm Triple H. It's just stupid. The only reason they won the belts at Clash at the Castle was because it was in Scotland in their hometown. Outside of that, they've done nothing. They get no reaction every week, just like Blair Davenport gets no reaction every week. And then Jade, Bianca, and Naomi beat Blair, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn in a tag match, 3-1 tag match. And I'm like, okay, the only people who actually look good in this match were Jade Cargill and Bianca. They did good moves. Jade Cargill looked great. This is probably one of her best matches in the WWE, honestly, tonight. And Bianca looked, very good in the match as well. But this is stuff that we already knew, Bianca and Jade are superstar level talent in the women's division. It's not even a question. They're honest. Both of them are light years ahead of Liv Morgan, and it's not close. But yet, Liv Morgan is your world heavyweight champion. When Io Sky's better than her, Rhea Ripley's better than her. Bianca Belair is better than her. Jade Cargill is better than her. Nia Jax is better. Tiffany Stratton is better. Like, what? I can keep going down the list. Like, this is stupid. The women's division sucks, and it's all because of Triple H. And I got a video coming on that within the next week, so don't worry about that, man. Anyways, next thing. Bloodline segment. Solo Sikoa comes out, basically says the Tribal Chief is done. The OTC is done. And this is actually a decent segment, I'll be honest with you. I actually kind of like this. Jacob Fatu looks like a crackhead in this segment, but, that's besides the point. He's now upgraded now to the Enforcer of the Bloodline. So he's going to be playing the role that Solo played to Roman Reigns back in the old Bloodline. Jacob Fatu is now going to be playing that role towards Solo as the Tribal Chief in this new Bloodline. So that's pretty interesting. It's cool. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. Oh, before I get to that, actually, Solo did lay the groundwork, though, for what's going to happen next. So let me explain what happened, right? If you watch the show, Solo was about to say something about how the tag team championships are not enough. Like, we need more. Kind of like when Roman cut that promo and he was like, Jimmy and Jay, the SmackDown tag belts aren't going to do it. I need you to go unify them and get the Raw belts. So what I think is going to happen is that Jay and Sammy will eventually beat the Judgment Day for the World Tag Team titles. And then at some point, we will see Jay and Sammy versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to win the World Heavyweight or to win the World Tag Team Champions so that they unify the belts. And that's what's going to bring Jay and Sammy into this feud. That's how we're going to get the Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series War Games. That's going to be part of it, at least. And that's what they're going to. So they laid the groundwork for that. I thought that was cool. And I think Solo Sikoa said he's going to come for the WWE title after Kevin Owens is done with Cody Rhodes. So that should be pretty fun. But other than that, I don't even know why I said that should be pretty fun, man. I'm so dumbfounded, as you can tell, because this episode was just really bad and boring. Like, I'm trying to piece it together, but I'm realizing, like, this is really just bad content. There's really nothing to really say about it. I mean, Nia Jax had a backstage segment, which, again, why is your WWE Women's Champion being relegated to doing 2-minute backstage segments with characters that don't matter? Pretty Deadly does not matter. They will not win championship gold for at least another 3 to 4 years unless they're fired by then. Tiffany Stratton is not going to win gold probably until like another few months from now, maybe a year. You know what I mean? And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven don't do anything. They do nothing. I'm like, what are we doing here, man? The Women's Championship has no respect. Rhea Ripley never got placed in some dumb backstage segment with like Zoe Stark or Shayna Baszler. I mean, maybe she did, but like, it was never to this extent. The Women's Championship on SmackDown, this happened so many times. How many times has Bayley had a backstage segment with Chelsea Green or Piper Niven? And now Nia Jax has already had 2 segments with these people in just 2 weeks of being champion. Like, it's the same stuff. These champions are booked like they're just regular mid-carders in the women's division. That's your women's champion. She should be booked better than this. She should have a match, a squash match versus Chelsea Green. Or she should have a promo where she actually goes out and says something. Like, the women's division gets 0 respect. They get no respect. Literally none. So, I don't even understand what's happening with that anymore. But anyways, man. And then Michin's going to fight Nia Jax in a street fight for the women's championship next week on SmackDown. I mean, like, does anyone care? Michin's backstage vignette promo, whatever that was garbage. It's just dumb. She gets no reaction. I'm sick of these women wrestlers going out and getting 0 reaction, man. It's so uneasy to see that. Like, on a real note, bro. I know I joke around a lot and everything, but like, the Triple H needs to fix this, dude. These women are grinding to get in the professional wrestling space, and for them to come out week after week after week and get no reaction strictly because of booking, right? Because most of these women can wrestle. They can wrestle in the ring. Outside of the exceptions like Blair Davenport, you know what I'm saying? And like Alba Fire and the other bums. But most of these people can wrestle, you know? And for them to go out and get no reaction is strictly a product of the fact that Triple H gives people no time to work. None. You know? Like Alba Fire and Aladon, you know, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, which granted, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler suck. But, you know, like, for example, like, who's someone who has potential but doesn't get used? Like, Io Sky, for example, right? And even Liv Morgan before she won her world championship. Liv Morgan's a jobber, obviously, but she had potential to be better. Zelina Vega has great potential to be better and do more. And they don't use that at all. You know, the women's division just is so disrespected. And it's proven. It's not I'm not just saying this to say it. It's facts. Why do you think that 95% of the women that go out there on a weekly show get no reaction? Your women's tag champs get no reaction. Lyra Valkyria, no reaction. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, no reaction. The Pure Fusion Collective of Sonya Deville, they get no reaction. Why do you think this is, man? Because the booking is poor. You're telling me that every woman in that locker room sucks? There's just no way. You have at least 10 talented people per division, bro. At least 10. And you need to find out who those 10 are, bro. Because having these women come out and have no role pretty much every week, except for being the same jobbers that can't cut promos, is really sad. And Triple H needs to do better. And then the main event was Cody and KO. I almost fell asleep during this match. I mean, I don't even know. What do I say about this, man? It was boring. KO faked like he was going to turn heel at the end. It's not going to happen until the pay-per-view, obviously. It's very predictable. KO's going to turn heel on Cody after the Bash at Berlin match. And then once that happens, they're going to set it up for Bad Blood probably, and they'll do a squash match. Cody will win in like 10, 15 minutes in a Street Fighter and Extreme Rules or something, and then that's it. That's literally it. This is predictable. We see it from a mile away. And they mask all this under the new era. The new era in which pretty much every single storyline has already been done before by different wrestlers. But it's brand new apparently, but it's the same stuff we've been seeing for years. And they literally showed it on the Kevin Owens little video edit thing in the first 5 minutes of the show. So we already seen him do this before, so why are we watching this happen for what, the 7th time now? I'm like, what is this? Boring episode of SmackDown. Cody Rhodes sucks. He's boring. And he's one of the worst champions I've ever seen. And I've been watching WWE since I was in freaking 3 or 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? I did stop watching for a bit, but now that I'm back, I mean, it's the same stuff. You can just catch up on what happened. I mean, we know dang well that Cody hasn't done anything transcendent. Everyone knows this. So once Cody loses the title to The Rock or Orton, we'll be saved from this garbage. But until then, this is going to continue to suck. SmackDown was garbage. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Hope you all have a blessed day, though.